Hey Capricorn, hope you're all doing well. Thank you for checking out this video. This is a general reading for zodiac sign of Capricorn. It can be your sun, moon, rising, Venus, of course, if that applies. Don't get hung up on anything that doesn't apply. Use the cards for confirmation, validation. We're talking about past, present, future. And if you are cross-watching, of course, I could be talking about a Capricorn that you're dealing with here. So you got the Five of Cups in a positive aspect with the Nine of Swords in a negative aspect. So I get that you're trying to look on the bright side of something that is really, there's something here that's causing a lot of anxiety, like causing a lot of stress for you, and, trying to look on the bright side of it. In another situation, you could have somebody here that's just like toxically positive. And you might be really struggling or suffering with something. And this person keeps trying to, tell you to look on the bright side of it. Or maybe they're completely ignorant of how distressing this might be to some of you here. You got the Hierophant in the positive aspect. I think Aries just had that with a totally different deck. King of Pentacles in a negative aspect. So that's your energy here, Capricorn. So for some of you, this is definitely on the domestic front. Could have somebody that really likes plants. For some of you, it could be somebody that you could have a really green thumb, or maybe they do. And for some of you, this could even be like a parent-child situation. But it's like I see this person here that's really stressed out and aggravated. And then there's like a younger energy that's really, like I said, they're like really focused on, they try to be toxically positive, or they're ignorant of the stress, or they're focused in their own little world on this little thing that makes them happy, and possibly ignoring, how distressed you or somebody else is here, or they're making someone feel that way because of their demeanor of like ignoring things that are not okay, if that makes sense. Let me get a couple more cards here. For some of you, this could just be stress around a child and trying to look on the bright side of things here. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune in the positive aspects. Everybody's been getting that. So feels like huge karmic shifts here, huge karmic cycles happening here. I just told Aries, if you don't already follow astrology or follow some astrologers, check that out, because especially with the cardinal signs, which Capricorn's a cardinal sign, there's really trying times for cardinal signs right now, and it would be helpful, maybe to see how you your astrological aspects plays into that. But I get that everybody is kind of in a major karmic shift, and it looks like, Capricorn is no exception here. For some of you, you definitely are like the head of the household here, the breadwinner of the household, whether you're a single parent or, male, female, however that plays in here. But for some of you, there's stress around, providing in some way. Okay, we'll take these. So you have the Star in a negative aspect, and then you have the Nine of Pentacles in a positive aspect. So in this deck, this Nine of Pentacles throws me off a bit, because, we're all used to seeing the Nine of Pentacles with the, woman by herself in the garden, being prosperous and abundant on her own. In this deck, it's a couple here. So for some of you, it could be feeling like you've lost your way a little bit. Like I said, it's a karmic cycle. So none of this is necessarily negative. But whatever's shifting right now for you or for this person, it might feel like your path is not clear right now. It might feel like You don't know, where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do here. And for some of you, it's being sidetracked by another person. Whether it's because you are frustrated with them and their lack of awareness of things, or because you're trying to be, equals in some way here. And perhaps that's not what, perhaps it's where you're losing your way a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let me clarify some of these. Some of you either need to work on doing things more independently, or you need to work on doing things more as a partnership. Like I said, I realize that's exactly the opposite, but unfortunately, you just have to kind of figure out where you fall in this karmic cycle right now. I apologize for this deck of cards. I feel like they shuffle really loud. It's a newer deck. They're not really quite broken in, so they don't want to cooperate as well. So you have the Queen of Pentacles in a positive aspect. So you definitely have a partnership here. Like I said, I'm getting that there's like a feminine energy, and this doesn't have to be the toxically positive person, but there's a feminine energy that is trying to be positive. That's trying to look on the bright side of things. You have a Page of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of you, there's absolutely a situation involving children or a younger person here. There's concern around this person. There could be a mother figure that's trying to, remain positive in some aspect, or there could be somebody here who's just really ignorant of how stressful this situation is for someone else, but it's causing a lot of fighting and competition. It could be, like I said, this could be in a partnership, this could be in a marriage, this could be with an ex, mother, baby mama, baby daddy, something like that. But there's people here who are very concerned about what's happening, and there's people who are very ignorant of what's happening. There's somebody here who's maybe more money focused and feeling a little bit more, maybe more secure than they have a right to be, if that makes sense. Or maybe more focused on material things and material possessions than is appropriate for the situation here. Because there's, like I said, for some of you, there's a child that's struggling or a younger person that's struggling. There could be somebody struggling with their studies right now. You could have somebody that you are involved with, or like I said, child, whatever. Somebody's trying to perhaps learn something or do, gain some higher knowledge, do it, go through school, do a new course, something along those lines. And they might be struggling with that right now. And there's fighting, discord because of that. It's in a positive aspect. So I don't get that it's, hugely, detrimental to this situation right now, but it's causing some chaos. There could be somebody who's trying to, get a better education, gain some more skills to hopefully become a little bit more successful and stable. So you've got the King of Cups in the upright, or in a positive aspect, clarifying this King of Pentacles, and the negative aspect. And you've got the Ten of Wands in a positive aspect here. So a lot of themes in the readings of people feeling like they're carrying a heavy load by themselves here. And I see that with this as well. Capricorn, you could be dealing with, with a water sign here, or there's somebody who's taking an emotional approach to a practical situation. And for some of you, it's not the right approach. Like somebody's unnecessarily burdening themselves because they're trying to fix a practical problem with an emotional process. Somebody's overburdening themselves because of their emotions here. Maybe trying too hard to be, kind and gentle and emotionally available and, something's distorted here with that. Something emphasized about that is creating a lot of burdens, or having somebody feeling like they're carrying the weight by themselves here. Yeah, I know. It's not getting better, Capricorn, because you got the Five of Swords negatively aspected. Somebody here feels like they're alone. Somebody here feels like they're struggling alone, they're suffering alone. They may be trying to see the positives in things, or they're dealing with somebody who's ignorant of how much they're suffering here. This person could be absent because they're busy with, you know, some sort of learning thing that they're involved with, some sort of thing like that's, you know, taking up all of their time here. But there's somebody here who feels absolutely defeated, who feels like they're doing everything on their own, who's feeling like this person's literally sitting in the rain by themselves here. And I really get it's because somebody just doesn't see how much someone else is suffering here. Let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Again, I apologize. I think these cards are probably really loud in the microphone. Whew, goodness. You have the Eight of Cups negatively aspected, the Hangman positively aspected, and the Three of Cups negatively aspected. Someone's lesson in this is walking away from things that are not fulfilling them. Someone's lesson in this is a change in perspective. You literally have these two cards here of someone literally sitting in the rain. This person is drowning in the rain, and they need to change their perspective on something, that they're stuck here. There's a lesson to be learned here about giving up on, you know, things that don't fulfill you emotionally, of unburdening yourself, of doing things, someone here doing things on their own. Yeah, there's just a feeling of somebody here feels really, really lonely. That they feel like they're struggling and they're suffering. They're trying to keep, you know, a positive attitude here. But there's opposition from someone. This, you know, there can be opposition from somebody who's very materialistic, or like I said, focused on their studies, focused on something that they're interested in or trying to do. Yeah, see this person, they have their face just completely focused on this book here and what they're learning and what they're doing. And it's almost in this picture here, she's almost like she's looking in a mirror. There's somebody here who's only focused here on this, you know, on these flowers. Somebody here who's I don't want to say self-absorbed, but they're not paying attention to how someone else feels. And this person feels overburdened and alone. They're trying to do the right thing. Someone here is trying to do the right thing. They're trying to sacrifice in the right ways. They're trying to be enlightened. Someone here is committed. They're you know, they're steadfast in what they are responsible to and responsible for, but they're deeply unhappy with the situation here. Somebody feels like they've lost their way, and maybe there was once a partnership where people were on the same page and that has gotten lost somehow. Now I've got the King of Wands positively aspected here, so obviously could be dealing with the fire sign. Somebody wants someone else to step up to somebody wants somebody else to just take care of things, to just do things, to just like, it's almost like there's someone in this equation who has a very traditional outlook on marriage, on relationships, on partnerships. Not a bad thing at all. That's not negative, but there's somebody here who's too dogmatic about that approach, and they're being ignorant of how much another person is suffering because of trying to fit them into this mold of that. Like, there's somebody here who wants to be a partnership together, who wants to do things, who wants to carry the burdens together, who wants to, and then there's someone here who wants, this very like line drawn in the sand of like, these are your duties and responsibilities, these are mine. And they want an easier road. Like, somebody here wants an easier road to be able to focus on little things that make them happy and their interests, not seeing that this other person is struggling to keep everything that they're responsible for going. That's not for everybody, Capricorn, I realize, but yeah, you've got the Four of Cups negatively aspected, Knight of Cups positively aspected, and the Chariot negatively aspected. I get it, like I said, that somebody here is is too emotional, is trying to solve their problem emotionally. And that's not going to solve the problem here. Action is required to solve the problem. Someone here needs to step up, assert themselves in what what's making them unhappy here, what they're not okay with. Stop maybe trying to take this really soft approach here. Like, someone might be struggling and suffering internally, but they're not expressing it the way that they should. Somebody here needs to be more assertive about their needs, about what, about what they don't like here, instead of always trying to be like this storybook, picture perfect, movie-esque sort of character here. Like, that's what I get. Like, someone plays this role to fit the bill, to keep this person happy, or to keep them, feeling like they can pursue their own interests, or that they're, that everything is okay. They put up this front and this approach like that, but they feel like a failure. It's almost like an imposter syndrome here, to be cliche. Somebody here feels like an imposter. They don't feel like they're getting where they want to go. They feel lost on their path. They feel left out in the rain. They feel like somebody here is just unhappy. They feel burdened, like they're on their own. And maybe every time they try to talk to this person about it, it causes an argument. So they kind of suffer in silence and allow this other person to go on being happy and pursuing things that they're interested in. And this person can only focus on themselves and their own interests, but they're, this is a committed situation. This person's not giving up on that. They're honoring their commitments. They're honoring what they're responsible to, but they're bearing this huge burden by themselves and they feel lonely. And the karmic lesson here is that someone may need to walk away from something that's not fulfilling them anymore. And perhaps that's just not even literally leaving a situation, but leaving a part of them behind that they're not, it's not suiting them. Stop being a martyr in the situation. Stop suffering in silence and being unhappy. Speak up if you need more help from someone, or need to be more of a partnership here, need to be more assertive. Stop, for somebody here also just feels really sorry for themselves, and maybe they have a reason to, or maybe they don't. Perhaps somebody here just likes feeling that way. That's a possibility too, but they act like they're fine. They act the role. They act like, like I said, the quintessential, movie role of the person who is, that they know the right thing to say. They know the right thing to do. They know how to act. They always approach, they're acting. They're not living in real life here, and they're failing. Someone's approach is failing in a massive way. Or it's going to, if they keep this up. Because we've got this in the future energy here. the path is lost unless somebody here can be more assertive about how unhappy they are and stop pretending. Stop acting as if because they feel like a failure inside. Okay, goodness, Capricorn. That's quite enough of that. Like I said, take it how it resonates. Check out some of your other placements. Give a thumbs up if the video resonated. I guess I don't think all is lost here. Somebody needs to speak up, whether that's you or the person you're involved with, or a friend that maybe you know is suffering in some situation. You can help them out by saying, "Hey, I know that you're just, going through the motions and not really feeling it." Maybe you can help them out with that. But somebody in this equation is they're suffering heavily. They've got a lot of anxiety and they're feeling a lot alone. So if that's you, speak up. If it's a person see if you can help them. Anyway, hope to see you guys again. Check out some of your other placements and like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks, Capricorn. Bye.